Tamke Duje Shajer Zondron Shinjamata Duje Bonjamba Sirja Lamba Tavarajibek Shakje Jabu Jadung Zon Zar Dorjin Chanjin Telo Narodang Mabamala Jija Gambob Pamodruba Javan Dragomba Gaju Lama Namje Dajo She Danundana Zara Tamje Da Lama Lapa Laye Jiso Zon Lozon Yonden Jamsung Alab Dende Donjin Rabagala Zo Jimmy Ozra Toje Jangorda Mande Shishang Bocha Dawa Tamje Zeba Gunjin Jeje Nyamin Dokon Ranjin Santa Lo Dagyo Lo Chizun Dogar Zinja Labdo Zora Chia Lamdun Dogar Zinja Labdo Zor Lan Chua Sever Zinja Labdo Zor Chua Yishi Zun Java Jinja Labdo Zor Gangadi Jinja Waranjong Gaba Meba Je Meba Cheba Meba Ta Meba Wa Meba Do Meba Tade Dome Duje Me Tribanye Je Dan Ba Duba Zonja Mananja Damba de la Janzar de Jinjin Zuba Lama Je Guzon Duje Silanda da Dage Julan Bede Dage Demba Dan Zunje Je Don Jajin Ban Rabar Zinja Labdo Zo Nangka Tang Nyambe Simjin Tamji Dinde Lanami Bayang Dabar Zubu Sanje Je Gompang Rumboju Dabar Cha Teach the temperature can you sing the Donyam Selamar Joe Nyambe Samba Chanchojo the Semji Bata Chunimbe Kunjo the Gulon Manrogon the Simbanza Delagang Simber Savichune Da Somga Bar Renzin Dom but some the Yubagat there is
So again, cultivate motivation, thinking that may all sentient beings, limitless as space, attain the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. And so cultivate motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that for this sake I'm going to listen to the Holy Dharma and then practice it. So cultivate such an unmistaken intention for listening to the Dharma. And now the Dharma we are listening to is now of the Gong Chik section number 5, the observance of mantra awareness holders.
Dan der ka Gongdo Shubana Yinke Den Sangha Shibanda Dar Dumbandi Gudulamato Sanji Yinke Gudus Timbande Yongomare Sona Deni Ju Sawan de Batang Dela Soba Mambun Songwaris Dana Yinke Gombo Pamo Tribe Majung Jungwar Manjaro Tatutuna Rinpoche Song and then the Yomare Majung Jungwar Manjaro Tatutuna Rinpoche Song Da Sangha Band Deb Sanje Tamji Gudusoyang John Yomari Maung Sanje Tamji Gudulayang Jungo Mari then Tata Sanjin de Jipu Gudula Sunga Inza then Rinpoche Sonata Tada Song Marwa
Pamodrupa Songra.
Re.
And so, as you mentioned before, others claim that the secret mantra teachings, are only taught by the present Buddha and not by any of the other Buddhas. And that is mentioned in many tantras, such as the Guhyasa Maja Tantra and so forth. Also, Pamodrupa himself had said that there are they do not arise in the past, and they will not arise in the future, and they only arise now, which is why they are precious. So the teachings of the secret mantra have not appeared in the past, and they will not appear in the future in the context of the teachings of future Buddhas, but they are only taught by the present Buddhas, which is why they are precious.
다 산진 nimba pardo shongwa songwe den sangha ge chun de toglan chong den che me be ninje da molam toke den tablan kebe gona den lam par de symbol lam la tene nyumong rakpan da tham je pang den halami lam na tine tene dripa chawa da tadan je pang te taw tene thar nipa nga da dimbo gone tene ngopar job sangje ba de chama sanje thamje kinje ba chikba re je ba tumong wa chikba re bas chani tene sangha ka timbande sanje yin ku kudula ya jungo yore song Jikten Sumgön 다치 파모 드바당 데니 주상완데 발라소반 숨반데 더 상하데 운친 체총 왕게 당 양나 상하데 라하제 지제 그 왕게 때달 숨바리 마토케 동고돌라 이나양 중고 요레소
파모 드바양
직바랑 참아 제당 단 Jikten Sumgön 송고 요란다
이나 파모드바 중고요 말에 송소
파모드바 중고 말에 송야데 파모드
판도 직바래
더 송야데 지상하래 집제빈 송고 요라 가르치 다 가르치 뭐야
니 데베 상게 셴바 송고요 말에 송고데 가르쳔보인
가르쳔보인 다다 tum bandi ku du chipo la chungre labdam the karchim project la tsagara ma tamjek ko de chuni raw jirwa
so then the secret mantra emerges from the omniscient mind of the Buddha. And it arises from the immeasurable compassion and the aspirations of the Buddha, and then are taught with skillful ways. First, the Buddha taught with skillfully the path of the paramitas in order to abandon the coarse afflictive emotions, and then he taught the tantric path, the unsurpassed path, to abandon the subtle obscurations. And so then, as a result, one attains the perfect and complete enlightenment. So the Buddha attained enlightenment as those 5 certainties. And so, in this sense, the enlightened activities of all the Buddhas are the same. And so, for this reason, Jikten Sumgön says that the secret mantra teachings are also taught by other Buddhas. And so even though what Parmodrupa had said and what is said in the Guhyasamacha Tantra and so forth is said that way, so that only this Buddha taught the mantra teachings, because they said that just to show that the secret mantra teachings are very precious. So because they cherish these teachings so much, that is why they had put it that way, that only the present Buddha taught the secret mantra teachings. But in reality, there is no contradiction between those two statements.
Tene tata ke tumban sanje chomdin dikudula sangha ke timbate chetawchen chichungkolo de koware shubaina Then Sanje then Kordan Jepa then Shambhala La Pep and Tini Shambhala ke Jarpo Indrambudala Tinin Duyon Las Bapang with Chuchunkolo de Tambokorna. The Cordutini Japo Indrambuduki Da Yar Sanje la Kare Shupari Shuna Tataperna Wajik single and Jorgona Lelapori, so that the Msiba Sipe Yado Wajik single and John Roya Sigmara Katola Msiba Ravajova Wajik single and Joate Sibari Lelapori des Hina Yang Doyong Pangne Ta Tambachula Hyogona Ta Lelabochunari Mado Shuya Sanjer de Shudu Teni Sanjik or Tan Doyong Mabang was Tony Teni ta Chuchunkolo Koyayo song. Teni that Jetaway Teni Koro Sinia Chuchunkolo Cord so atabdu. Teni Sanjik ta Sanjik Kunri Teni Darate Dorjin Chang Teni Lonjuzo Buko Tetabla Yende Teni Kordanji Teni Lak Trod Trauma number 10. Teni Tara Indambadu Yusaka Jarpok Jarkang Tamje Teni Chinkalapa de Ngolatone Teni Music Wang Cornetini Ta Tarate Sangadorji Tiba Torzik Lam Chodjabandeta Nam Cornamaris Ta Teni Zonde Teni Sangak Temba de Taratumba Dikudula Taravan Tararis
So how then did our present Buddha Shakyamuni turn the wheel of the secret mantra Dharma? So at that time, the Buddha, together with his retinue, went to Shambhala, and the king there was Indrabuddhi, and so there the Buddha turned the Dharma wheel of not having to abandon sense pleasures. So at that time, the king Indrabuddhi said to the Buddha, "It is easy for a fox to transform into a lion. Actually, that's impossible." But Indrabuddhi said that that's still easy compared to abandoning the sense pleasures. That is not easy, to enter the Dharma and to abandon the sense pleasures. So then the Buddha said that there is a Dharma wheel of not having to abandon the sense pleasures. So the king then requested the Buddha to turn this wheel of Dharma. And at that time, the Buddha manifested as Vajradhara in the form of a Sambhogakaya, and the retinue as male and female deities, wrathful deities. And the palace of King Indrabuddhi became a mandala. And the Buddha then conferred the ripening empowerment. And this way, he set the king onto the path of the secret mantra Vajrayana. So this is how the secret mantra teachings have been propagated at the time of our present Buddha.
Ta namjung asoke todor dunyam Indrabuddhi yin sone yinke
La
todor topa julichi bata todor songa todor dunyam Indrabuddhi ta japo Indrabuddhi peti yone teni chikjarwa kanzala kelingarwa teta Jikten Sumgön ke rimjiwa mato yomare songrwa konla 상제고 rimji 상제고 이나 rimji betela nyurwa jeta tarwa niyo nyurwa tela Indrabuddhi jabgarwa te inza yang Indambede ke taran duyong pang tip samari sibande yang kap dedula zamna sungbari mato ke kongke dripa jangwa ngondu songbu ke tendra kansa ji yin ten sanji ke ta sanga ke timba de kong la kurbu tula lapsha gongne tula pamdo gongne tani sanga ke chungor korne ten kong trawa to barwa ten du 다시 강나 로지체 휴임바 콩겐 도차 방워게 딘책 라테네드니 초탐지 친도 도타바 텔라소바게 콩로 후마니 데타보게 누바데 유바리다 요레마도게 lower the torswanda 데타바 마리스.
So that is why normally in the king in Draputi is said to be like an example of someone who had attained realization and liberation simultaneously, and therefore generally he's seen as an instantaneous realizer. But as you mentioned before, Jikten Sumgön said that there are no instantaneous realizers. Everyone realizes gradually, attains enlightenment gradually. But the difference is that some do that quickly and some do that more slowly. So the king in Draputi is someone who had quickly gained realization. And so at that time, when the Buddha turned the wheel of Dharma, where afflictions or desirable sense pleasures do not need to be abandoned, the king in Draputi had already purified obscurations before, which is why the Buddha knew that the time was right for him to teach the secret mantra Vajrayana to the king in Draputi. And so when he then turned the wheel of the secret mantra Dharma, he became liberated. But in the story before, we mentioned that the king in Draputi uttered those words of truthfulness that proved that he had abandoned all desire through this prayer of the river turning upside, reversing. And so he already gained these abilities before. So it is not the case that he had attained an instant realization or liberation.
Da sanga gatemba de sanji yin kudu sunjung de dribzi long karere sena namnang ngunjang les de chang nang de baje yojor zob sanje gangde dang de yin gangda majung dang tatar chungbo zoksangje dol pinsir jukba nam de da kunj sanga je choga zambon den chin pa janchup chinron de tamjin chimba chemi nis de gdogora.
So in the quotation that establishes this point that mantra also occurs in the teachings of all other Buddhas is the Vajrachana Pisam Bodhi Tantra. It says, all the perfect Buddhas of the past and similarly of the future and those who occur at present and who remain for the sake of sentient beings have understood this excellent ritual of mantra. These Viras found boundless omniscience under the Bodhi tree.
Teana yiga sanje sedan jeba tamji ge timb zawa yanhing rawde sanga ge timbande yimbande yang namnang ngunjang le karesong re hibaina gangshir jarwa seje be dani jimbo kunjin timbande la chinam kun yongsu zong de je yimba song.
And then to show that the root of the teachings, or the pinnacle of the teachings of all the Buddhas and their sons is the secret mantra. It also says in the Vajrachana Pisam Bodhi Tantra, and therefore, while all of you are taken care of in this teaching of all the great lords of Buddhas together with the Bodhisattvas and arise and so forth.
대하나 인게 잠바른 신주 난다양 상하가 팀반데 산지 탐지게 팀발은 중고 요래 송네 죽고 요래 대 가리 송고 요래 휴나 대부 산지 남지 송 마ung 남장 송절라 다다르 송고 조산지 양바 양도 송바 강송 내가 죽고 요래스
And then another quotation that establishes that the secret mantra teachings are also taught by all the other Buddhas. It says in the Manjushri Namasankiti, what the Buddhas of the past have taught will be taught by the Buddhas of the future, and similarly is taught again and again by the perfect Buddhas occurring in the present.
Oh, yeah, that dorji so nipa de there one dun jule jina tobar yi so dan de la dorji so nipa de wa dan de wang to ma to hiba wang to ma to hiban de yang yin ge da wang to be 다 토마토 조 초가라 이네 초가 토네 되니 초가도서 논제당도서 고람라워서 제마송바 초마송바로 데이터 토니 되니 왕토발라 이게 요리데 다 직딩 성공 그 토마마에 버치주자야는 로텔라 왕 동다 줄지마치 티토니 왕토마도로 송그 요리 성래 되면 왕도 줄지나 토바인스
So then the Vajra statement number 2 says, one obtains empowerment when the true meaning of empowerment arises in the mental continuum. And so regarding the obtaining of empowerment, others say that the understanding I have obtained empowerment of mantra is bestowed through the ritual. So the obtainment of the empowerment depends on the correct order of the ritual, and also that there are no omissions and so forth, so the correct conference of the ritual. But Jikten Sumgön says, and that's a special, again, a special quality of his teaching, is that one actually obtains the empowerment when the meaning of the empowerment arises within one's mind.
난데 왕도 줄지 희반데 조 체휴데 가래라 공거 요르스나 다다 왕게 이시 다 줄지 때라 공거 요르와 다 이시데 줄지 바 시반데 페나 pawang tawla cha yabayina pawang ke ta punchu wang ko wala tine tani thamar ke lunga ke mada banda da thamji jangde tani takba jawa ring ko la ngon thu go yoris pawang tawla cha sumaina tani jawarenga
lungare so be lu so
lu tamaba ke lu
What is now? So what is mainly meant with one obtains the empowerment when the meaning of the empowerment arises within one's mind is that through the empowerment, wisdom must arise within one's mind. For example, when one receives the vase empowerment, through the empowerment of the vase water, the imprints of the ordinary body becomes purified, and one is in this way, one recognizes or one is introduced to one's body of having the pure nature of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas.
Tene de tab da susu tamar ga phumbo nga bonde jawa renga la da ngus to ma tha pa yin yang da rabrina to tho go yoris to ma tha pa yin yang tene phumbo nga bonde jawa renga yimba ka dan chu go yor dan chu ba zam yong go yor sung da dan chu ba zam.
And so ideally one realizes here that one's ordinary 5 aggregates are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas or the Buddha families. But even if one does not directly realize that, at this point at least one should recognize that one's 5 aggregates are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas.
Tene de yindo rangin jeju ko toba marita tambo te tabayina da gawa yenan ke ta yihi gawa ke yihi gawa ta yihi ke nyamyong so je toba rabrina te tabo phumbo nga te tene jawa nga la mi ne tene so la yihi gawa yenan ke tene tambo te gawa rewa gawa ke ta yihi jule jewa te tabo yongo yore sonri tambo te la ten te ma song na ya tara kon hiba na ki dan roba phumbo nga ta jawa nga yimba dan roba te cham yongo yore sonri mamta na ya tene te yindo ta sangwang ta ji ina tambo chik te kong hi yang ga saro.
And so then through that, the experience of the 4 joys, the 4 kinds of bliss can arise. And so that is when the 5 aggregates ripen into the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Then the 4 joys, beginning with first the wisdom of joy, or the wisdom of joy arises. But even if that does not arise, as we mentioned before, at least one must gain some kind of recognition, like certainty that the 5 aggregates are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas.
Tene samwang kapso rangi darate rangi jeju toba yingsu ta gori song. Te ta ne tin chog gawa la so ba ke dewa de nyong go yori song ri da rabrina. Te marina yang de so dan ro ba zang go yori song ri jik ba ren da. Te yin zang rangi jeju toba de per na do cha la song toba yip ju. Hedang sung toba sum soksum tene tmol sum toba dunse tanda sung ko yore ta deso tamji nangke ta perna tmol sung toba dun ta wela chanso ba ina tene ngara so mishi pa tene jinge tene trwa tene ta keja la so ba hira hieni modu ba che lelo kenda ngo da ba jirindo tene semjone be
discussed on the Tamboti Karesin song.
mishi ba se ta temo se de mishi ba ta temo de ni ba che hyo le zi song jikten song gong ke de tara de nyomong je ji dong nang tendu ta tomo korang no to ba dun tambo de mishiba teni jinges ta ji chocho anda wo to so le jinge tane somba den trwa don yimba le yimba ta de ma to yimba la ma yimba ta de tron do wa den trwa wa tene manheng mundu ba seri ta je ke ja de so hin ni mundu ba tene ne Sumba.
Ngaba Marata?
Ngabario.
Sumba?
Sumba den Trua, de Chaswa.
Ngaba de Sumba de Truvarava, Gani Shipa de Kitcha Shindu Mepa.
Kitcha Hindu me Baba. The next one.
Tishibarava.
The Yiba.
Ngaba?
Ngaba de Jini June. Ngaba Matuga Mare. Juganda June Sumba. Same de Jo Mogos or Jo de Shira. Kuala Majon, young de Dambichu Drabata, this is about but June, and Ying Sim is in the bar. Young about the ten judge. Then he took by the gave a loss about the Muzumba Lelo. Then gave a drop Jason de Balelo and our Chanaba. Then Miguel Drobia, Tenini, Ya Sene. Karena cita de bagio drop zenteni de ba lelok cherde waterwa teni domba de lemde la mumba ta dukhyu de le jum de de la mongne teni jogewa kare mihi digba kare mihi teni gewa chu drop go ha mo digba kana pang go ha mo teni Namjun che Digbuson, the Kejashi, none, take some hot go the John Yaboche, Namju de Wonder, give it on and take Keja Pa him, he turned him, she. Then there's over time, then Lemdela Mumba Mumbas. That the Mukotoba Kandar Rangi Topa the Yons Tane. That thing in Julia Chibaina. Then did someone. So
then we received the secret empowerment. Through the secret empowerment, the conceptual thoughts are naturally purified into the basic space. And here, ideally, one gains the experience of the second kind of joy, called supreme joy. And even if one doesn't gain that experience, one gains a recognition and a certainty at this point. And so these conceptual thoughts that arise in the mind, there are 40 thoughts of attachment, 33 thoughts of hatred, and 7 thoughts or concepts of ignorance. For example, the 7 concepts of ignorance, and so we highlight them because of all of these. Jikten Sumgön also had said, ignorance is the gravest fault because it is the root of the 84,000 afflictions. And so therefore, the first of those 7 concepts of ignorance is unknowingness. And the second one is like a dullness, sluggish or dullness. The third one is confusion or delusion. And so one is confused as to what is reality and what is not. One confuses non-reality for reality and so on. The number 4 is that one feels like one doesn't really want to, one feels unmotivated, one doesn't want to talk to someone and so forth. Number 5 is an unbased sadness. So that is when we are sad for no reason often. And so, for example, then that also prevents us from practicing the Dharma, feeling that anyways, we cannot be free from samsara and so on. And then number 6 is that one is lazy, one doesn't make an effort in practicing virtue, and one doesn't make an effort in abandoning non-virtue, and non-virtue comes to us very easily. It's like waking up from sleep and we can do anything bad. But when it comes to doing good things, we're very lazy about it. Number 7 is to be ignorant of karma, cause and effect, and that's the worst kind of ignorance. So one doesn't understand what is virtuous, what is non-virtue, so one doesn't know how to practice virtue and how to abandon non-virtue. And when we hear, for example, someone speak something unvirtuous, then we sort of like to listen to that, and we understand it and so on. But when we hear something virtuous, then we just can't listen to it. So these are 7 concepts or states of mind of ignorance. And so when these concepts have become purified and a state of samadhi arises, then actually one has attained secret empowerment.
All right. Then that ta linji ji gawa yeremji teni ta kunzo de hibdi jinji usar nyamsu nywa yina teni shewang wansumba shewang
Disco shewang thamu shewara teni linji ki gawara teni kunzo khare sungsong
ta kunzo de
khare sungsong
hibde linji ji bi hita hibde ki jinji teni tarate usar nyamsu nyonra usar nyamsu nyong tabayina teni shewang tokuyoris ta gabyin jugdo la so bala
kunzo khana chando yare kunzo shipte sana kanchare
ta usar jugdang ji do ba thanjo dondang na ten da chin do ya che yo marwa yishi le ngo le chepa yo marwa kunzo de ji go yora gabyit so gabyin jugdo la so ba
shipte sana khare
hide la nge namjin cha zo lo tarate perna chakas sambarat sunyamni ji be ka so teni ashe ke latin teni ya tik to latin teni saung hamye to so ma hyone teni tela dewa khya yo te dewa chi po ma ye ba ta usar nyam su nyong go yo ro usar na dera chung thwa ina dara wang sum ba to gri song do.
So then for the wisdom empowerment, the third empowerment, so ideally of the 4 kinds of bliss and joy, the co-emergent bliss arises. And so here one gains the experience of, it's called melting bliss. For example, it occurs in the Chakasambhara practice where the upside down hung is melted, and then through the ashe fire at the navel, and that increases bliss. And it's not just bliss that is experienced here, but it is then through this experience of co-emergent bliss that one gains an experience in the luminous nature of the mind. And when that arises, then one has attained the third wisdom empowerment.
Teni da the one yibakabso teni yi de tseg lang da gandar ngo zhundu teni tseg dig dong de gone dan zhundu teni da chakchin dorji namjir yin la dundin hiban dan de tabaji toba ina teni wan yiba de tugu yore song teni da yin la dun de ma remchi shugen dambo chik de joyana.
So then for the during the 4th empowerment, one is introduced to primordial awareness or wisdom through words, and then through these words, one understands, one recognizes the meaning, and one then gains the realization of the seven Mahamudra endowed with 7 Vajra qualities. So that is the realization gained in the fourth empowerment.
Yinla dun zo kabjir yinla dun zo de yinla dambo de lomchu zobu yinla sonre. De tan sin ta peze la soba zopar teba de la lomchu zobu yinla si. Ta tara de kotam jiram jin drab yong go yoro ngaran so wang yi toba la din gu ge yong sun draba de di ngaran so Tenzin wang gor nang to so la song ko yore tan de nge te ser de hyo yong de Tendere. Teni ta nibate la kabjur kiyin la kabjur shibade ta gandar tabhi songdu jone. Teni tara ringma ta jorwa ngus ta nawa teta wache chaka yora ti kabs ta yihi de la te ko yora tenza kabjur kiyin la nibate. Tambote jorgina.
So those 7 branches. Number 1 is the branch of complete enjoyment. So that is the branch where that complete in one is complete. One becomes complete in major and minor marks. So this here explains the way in which the different Buddha forms arise through the 4 empowerments, the 4 kayas are accomplished. For example, it is explained in the Samadhi empowerment, which I will explain later. So that's the first one. And number 2 is the branch of union, referring to the union of method and wisdom represented by the union with the consort.
Ta sumba de la dewa chimbi yin la sonre. Ta dewa chimbi yin la de ngaranzo tarate longwu ma la hyok ne temsom ji indu teni lusam ji dewa nyong yong ko yoru song. De la dewa chimbi yin la sonre. Teni yiba de la ranyi mi bi yin la song. Ta rangi mi ba shi ba de ta hi long ma la hyong ne long ma la ta hyong ne temsam je ba la dewa yo ba de sami ge dewa ngol pampo sami ge dewa ngol pho ndu ta tara de dewa de korang yang dong bu ngo ni de dong ndu ta kan dar dong ba ni de dong ba dong yong yo ra den de cha ne ta rangi mi be yin la song de yi ba de de wa.
And then number 3 is the branch of great bliss. So that is when the winds enter into the central channel and are completely absorbed. Then one gains bliss of body and mind. And the 4th branch is called the branch without inherent nature. And that is now once the winds have entered the central channel and have been absorbed, bliss arises. And then the essence of this bliss is undefiled bliss. And one then therefore realizes that the essence of the bliss itself is also emptiness. So therefore it is the branch that lacks inherent existence.
Ta de la nga pa de la ju me che pe yin la ta ju me che ba shi ba de te ta bo ke ngang ni de ni kho ma dong ba de ta ju me che ba kho ma dong ba de kan dar nyang yi le ma da wa da la ju me che pe yin la song te ni da zhu ba de la ta nin ji yong su gang wa ta mi ba me pe nin ji te ni yin dong de nyang yi le ma da wan de teni mikpa me pe ninji yongsu gang zena kantar mikpa me pe ninji yongsu zo ondu teni ndeke ta namkhe karchabla teni simjing ke karchab la teni ta sanji ke tugu ninji ke chap ninji karchab la teni tele ke yonsu chaung ko yudu ta ti wand sene ta dumba de la gopa me be yin la so teni sanji ke tele ta zonta me be ton ro chirwa o de ta khapjo yin la dundin ke ta yongding de ta ji yong ko yorwa.
And then number 5 is the unceasing branch, and that is that one abides until samsara has become empty, until the state of nirvana is attained. And number 6 is the branch of perfectly, completely kind of pervasive compassion. And so that is unobjectified compassion that where one does not pass into nirvana for the sake of others. So unobjectified compassion has reached perfection. Wherever space pervades, sentient beings pervade, and wherever sentient beings pervade, the Buddha's compassion pervades. And wherever the Buddha's compassion pervades, the enlightened activities pervade. So that's the 6th. And number 7 is the Gopa mebe yen like Dumbati. So the branch of no cessation. So then the Buddha's activities have no cessation, they're endless. So these are those 7 qualities which arise.
Then they in Zandet Wang Yaband the Tsexam you go to Natin go to Badanyam the Jortunkin de Tap Makanzadala Indram Buddha Towers, Japo Indram Buddha Tower. Data which Goguris or data Yunguris. That data marina Tinita Tena Wambo Rap, that Wambo Ram Retason you Wambo Rap in the Buddha Tower. Then the Wambo drain in a young, that Yams Limp net so hard going. Tini Montai Yamyung Simba, data which Goguris. That data of Majung Nayangs. That Tama de la Chigdung Goa Gene, the Muba Yzi Gene, that data of Tony, Tini, go your reason, that Sosola, one do Julie Jesserte, Sosola, one do Julie Gina, one top Serndela, or Kansasum Yayur, one more rat and drain the Tama. The Tama in that, take a ticket don't so damje, Sosokan Hako. That around the here Jadu Yoran, that's what all the Randa in Saris, that Jima Wang that's also good Mubachi, Goira Muba Yuzijina, that the Dachi by no one the Tugu Yuri sorry.
So here, when we received the 4 empowerments, we're introduced to the meaning of those 4 empowerments. And so there are 3 kinds of individuals, those with higher, middling, and lower capacities. And an example of one with highest capacities is the King Indrapati, who had realized the meaning and gained liberation upon being introduced to them just by merely hearing the words. So that's the ideal way of attaining empowerment, or obtaining the empowerment when the true meaning of it arises in the mind. So in terms of the true meaning of the empowerment arising within one's mind, basically there's 3 kinds of individuals. And the highest one is like Indrapati, where one realizes the meaning of the empowerment by only hearing the words. And then the middling, kind of average individual who obtains the empowerment when the true meaning of it arises in the mind, is someone who has gained some experience in those words. And then at least the lowest kind is that when one receives the empowerment, one understands the words, the meaning of those words, and one has an aspiration toward them. So then one also has obtained the empowerment. So these are three kinds of individuals with three kinds of mental capacities, and this is how they obtain the empowerment when the true meaning of the empowerment arises in their mind stream.
That Gandar de and Naranzo Wang Kyobpa Kapsuyang, one doing the Julie Goda, Susol Wang the Top Goda, they want the Tom do, want the Toparsibala, Sumgön and Ginra or Karakorgodos, and do. Then that one bo rap in a raptor to rain and rain that to Tama and a Tamada the data which Gorimatoke, da Sobunke Wang. Korean way in a young Susoranila, Dene want the Togo, your canter, did you keep in Rawaji Togo, you're 1,000, did you keep in Rawaji Togo, you're keeping the top the matop de Susorani, Jingoni, Deseta, Mibatan, Gomtan, Jetang to Solar Rale, Tetars Yungala, Teni, Gomlok Jelong Road to Solar Rale, and do, or Tene, Tarato Sohaku, the Karchimbocha de Uris.
And so when we receive an empowerment, then we receive the empowerment, actually obtain the empowerment, then the meaning arises in our mind. And so we've mentioned that there is those three ways of obtaining the empowerment, depending on one's mental capacity. This is how the empowerment must be obtained. So even though the Vajra master confers empowerment, it also must be received by us. So we must obtain like the benefit of the empowerment. We have the meaning of the empowerment. And so that depends on one's own state of mind, one's visualization, and one's own practice. In any case, in order to obtain empowerment, we have to understand the meaning of the empowerment.
Tani danga ge tara Tenzin Wanger, Jikten Sumgön Zeb Tenzin Wanger, Dinana Song Yore, Dinana Wang Yilin Tang Song Yore, the Sosorani Geta, the now Gomne, Della Lamji Wangro Sundo, Takantar, the Inayang Tani Lam, the Kuzonto loss of Tani Uzer treated in Sosola Joe Rimba Ninka Deva loss of Susune Yelatzer. Then it was a year Lamni, then it want about a dinner, then it's also good Raba. Loss of that so that's how Makinam Junior lean on to the Chinkura data which Yungu Yore, Zode, Da Mayos and Rao, which Yungu Yorite. Then the Tamjek Nekanda, the Hakona, then it Kantar keeps on the Susurana Yoruba, then Gahegeta Sanga Sina Karchimbo Re Sangwari sitting Be Ya Yabanroji. Then it's so Anchola Sanga Sivokan Yamslin down Tuni Hako Mova Chandoya Jikten. Then so young Gaheg Sanga Shiban the Hugh are Sasar Ding Ding Jena Young Lalink Tony Jetawa Yindo Dromotati. Tini yang soso reven mi mataba data baje yongdo you did is soso raranguni tini karchi tunchi jin and solo tambo lobjong rambandi toni gangsong yabate sangwa chake yo mare ngaranso teso yin la chozogolo higo yak tondo tena song de yige na ku ne yige na trigido de inza then the so karchi ba chake yoris.
So in the Samadhi empowerment that was composed by Jikten Sumgön also, it explains how to receive the four empowerments practically. So through the visualization, where we visualize that from the Guru's my body, speech, and mind, light rays radiate. So 4 kinds of light rays radiate, and they dissolve into our 4 places of the crown, the forehead, and the throat, the heart, and the navel. And through the merging of the light rays, we obtain the empowerment, and we accomplish the 4 kayas. And so this is a practice that we usually engage in. It's important to understand the essential point of it, because then you will gain the actual benefit of the practice. So because some people, when they approach the secret mantra path, they do think of it as very precious, but it still remains concealed from them, because even when they hear the teachings, they don't really know how to engage, how to properly practice it. And then there's also some who actually do engage in the practice of the secret mantra, and they perform all the various aspects of the practice, and yet they still don't actually put it into the practice the way it's supposed to be practiced. And as a result of that, the results will not ripen. So therefore, it is important to learn about those various stages, to study and learn about those stages of practice according to how it is described here, because it is not being kept secret. It is written down here very clearly in the scripture, and because it's written down right before us, it is something that we also have to know. That's important for us to know.
Tenzin wang ko kapso ta kantar ngaran so lam nam jor nyamli chi hin de sibande yang zo da ndala tok de yore wa ta wang ye lama dorjin chang ke de ne wang ye lin dan dan de to la ra le yong ko yore wa de ndu de ne jiwo la bo ang kantar gui wang to ba la de ne de ne zhubu ge mi rinpa la tene tarate sangwang topa la tene tene longchu zobu kore mi tene ninka la tarate shirwang topa la tene tene chuju kore mi tene tewa la ta tsegwang topa la tene tene ngo ni kore mi ne ta kantar kui kore mi ne ta te ta to ne nyamli nang go yudu, and then the ta nyamling rimban de karchimbo cha de yuris ta te ta de kandar lam ko le wang yi limban de teni ju nan yang and che kongmi longmi ta be na song yong ba ma yen ba ju na song yong go yuru ju garin na song go yuru sina teni ishi zhe ju sitinanda 가르송的学白呢lam个也健康的王爷勇士做不了学具体有人一起准备就做了的lam个也健康的王爷勇士做不了学具体公吧内进去送的
just masih tahu. Kamu tahu?
Pacar teme terdengar
joke lah
joke
Nama guru
lama koi jengker das
oh ya tadi dah ini ada
Wang Ye Yong's
oh dia isu tu pokoknya dah
dia jawab sama cek dah lah bodoh dah
Also, when we practice the Guru Yoga, it comes really down to the meaning of the Samadhi empowerment. So we receive the four empowerments from the Guru, whom we visualize as Vajradhara. So when we receive the Vase empowerment, we receive that from the Guru's crown, or the form empowerment. And receiving this empowerment, we ripen as the Nirmana Kaya. And then the secret empowerment is received through the Guru's throat, and we ripen into a Sambhogakaya. And the wisdom empowerment is received through the heart, and we ripen into the Dharmakaya. And the word, the fourth empowerment, is received through the navel, and we ripen into the Svabhavika, or essence kaya. So this is how, through practice, we gradually receive the four empowerments, or attain the four kayas, from the Guru's form. And that also is not without being backed up by a quotation from the scriptures. It says in the Yeshe Drupa Gyu, which is the Tantra of wisdom accomplishment, it says there that fully request the four empowerments from the mandala of the Guru's body. That is the supreme vital intention of the Tantras.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Jambar Baba Jadaran Jamba Dang Kundo Zamba De Ande Janda De Da Gunja Jiza Dalos Guan Da Da Danja Rabdong Janjo Sumjo Rambo Je Maje Banan Jijer Jiba Nyamba Memba Yang Gondo Bewa Sho. May every being ailing with disease be freed at once from every malady. May all the sickness that afflicts the living be instantly and permanently healed. Oh yeah. Thank you very much.